You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop archive feature. Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop. Thanks for stopping by today. I have a very odd one for you today. I'm adding it to the archive because, well, mainly because there isn't a single video on YouTube showing this unique system, how it worked, so other people can learn about it. It's the Kodak Ektagraphic 400 audio viewer. Now, there is one video out there. I found it on Reddit just by searching the name of the player. And it's not very informative. Actually, I don't think it meant to be informative. It's just showing you how the thing worked. So then after I found the manual online, I was able to research it, get it working, make sure everything is what it's supposed to be doing. So let's learn about the Kodak Ektagraphic 400 audio viewer. So I printed a little information here. So we have it for history. The Kodak Ektagraphic 400 audio viewer was first introduced by Eastman Kodak in 1978. And remained in production through the early to mid-1980s. It was brought to market as part of Kodak's new wave of audiovisual equipment following the industry standardization of the ANSI PH7.4 1979 format, which established the 1 kHz pulse as the universal method for syncing cassette audio to 35mm slide progression. So you can get special tapes that actually had a little pulse in them that would tell this Kodak player to advance to the next slide. Now, I don't know if you know about slides, but that's how a lot of people documented their vacations, their life. They took pictures. Instead of putting on film, they put it to slides so that you can view it through a slide viewer. So what I think I'm going to do now is move the camera in. We'll take a closer look at all of the features. I have some slides set up. These are old slides from family vacations of just different things. My dad loved taking pictures, still does, loved taking pictures of, just weird lighting and other points of interest. There's going to be some Niagara Falls on here, some Arizona, some Europe. I think I even saw the Golden Gate Bridge on here. We shall see. I'm going to play all the slides. And then the last slide on this reel just caught my attention. I'm like, why is that slide in the collection of slides? So if you're going to stick around for the whole thing, you're going to have to get to that slide. Now, I could not play regular music on it because, of course, it's copyright. And so I couldn't put a tape in there. I put a tape of me drumming in the background. I thought, an old tape. I played some of that on a past video, so I'll be doing that. So let's just take a closer look at the Kodak Ektagraphic 400 audio viewer. Okay, starting with the back, the cord is all tucked in here. This is where the actual light is. So it uses a tube-style bulb. I can show you another one here. I have one in the box. Because right now I've got a GE projection lamp like this. It doesn't actually give a number on it. Oh, there we go. It's 150 watt, 120 volt car, it says at the top. So now we have that for future information. Let me just zoom into it. It's really cool. I could turn it on so you could see it lit up, but we'll do that in a bit. All right, let me show you the side with the tape player. Okay, so here is the tape player. I'm not sure. I don't think it'll eject without power, but yeah, it does. Okay, so there's the tape. I have it queued up in there. And then below that is the extra inputs. You have what's called remote, so you probably had a remote control that maybe went to this. External projector maybe, and then high-low EXT, and then it says automatic manual. Right now I have it set to manual because automatic would be if you put the correct tape in, the pulse is going to go to the inside mechanics of this, the electronics, and advance the reel. No, I don't have one of those tapes. I don't even know where you can get them. If you can, maybe on eBay. All right, let's move around to the front. All right, here's the front. It says power in orange, and then you have this brownish dark color advance, which is what I will be pressing to advance each slide because I'm not doing the automatic version. And then you have select and hold, and that lets you select the slide that's in the viewer so that you can grab it if you need to, maybe turn it around. I don't know, because a lot of times when you play slides, one is in the wrong way or upside down. This is the sharpen, and then let's look down at the bottom part here. All right, so this is everything for the tape side. Rewind, forward, play, stop, eject, restart, and then it looks like you have a headphone jack. Maybe it says remote tape. Maybe you can plug in another tape player, I'm not sure. And then here is the volume for the tape that's inside. Alright, the other side, I don't think there's anything there, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, there's nothing here on the side, but you kind of see a real faint CK968 maybe. So it might have been in a school or some kind of program, and that number, so the audiovisual person was able to track down which one they needed to grab for their presentation. All right, let's take a look at the top reel, the 35mm slides. All right, so these are the 35mm slides. I don't know if you've ever seen a slide tray. This one holds 100. There's some that hold less. I don't know why I took that off, but this pops out, and that's the inside mechanism. And then the slides kind of just pop in and out of this little tray. Now, like I said, this one holds 138. That's how many slides I have queued up for you. I thought it'd be fun to go over a little history. Okay, then once it's lined up, it pops in. So that's something I have to do. There we go. No, that's not in. It is a little finicky once you got to get it right. Still not in. What I'm lining up here is this little tab, and then this goes straight across here, and then there's this little tab right here, and I'm not at the right angle, so I'm not sure. Oh no, so here we go. Let's just see if we can get this in here correct. There we go. Okay, that's in there. This holds the slides in. Now, that's how you can transport them. They usually went in a box, and you label the box, and then the slide, here I'll show you a slide. You've never seen a slide before. Now for this system I had to put them wording up in a certain way so that they're not upside down. There may be one or two that are still upside down. That was the fun when you were doing slides like this. There was always something upside down and someone raced to turn it right side up. Right, let's turn it on, and then I will play the tape and you can look at all the slides. Don't forget, the last slide is very interesting. And I hope you stick around to see all of them. You might recognize some of these places. So like I said, there's Canada in here, Arizona in here, Europe in here. There's just some oddities that he took. You'll see. So let's get to it. All right, I do want to get through these because there's quite a few. So that's what the picture looks like. Let me just hit play and see what volume this is at. There we go. A little drumming in the background. I'll turn it down just a little. But it goes up quite a bit. Okay, so advance. There's some garlic on a roof. I'm not sure, but we'll see. This is a Seiko clock. Don't know where this is. Maybe it's in Rome. That's someone's foot under a door. Don't know whose foot. A telephone receiver handle. Some tomatoes in a basket. Tomatoes again in a basket. Actually a strainer. A Dexter deadbolt. A ceiling, very pretty ceiling. Christmas tree. Now that could have been a family Christmas tree. I don't know. I don't remember the background. I don't recognize it. That was in the slides. Some statue somewhere. Let's turn down the drumming. Not that much. We need a little background noise. A rose. A rose is but a rose. An old lamp. An old area code. Don't recognize the number, but it's a dial on a phone. Now that's Arizona. Must have probably been 30 years ago, so if you remember the scenery or you knew that location, maybe you're there now, but this is what it looked like way back when, before it became overpopulated. Now it's really loud with that click. Nice scenery. At some point it got quieter. That looks like a rear view mirror driving, and then some cool rock face there. More of Arizona. Now I remember this as the shootout at the OK Corral in Arizona. Now looking at this, if you went to this particular spot right now, it would probably be totally different. Oh, well, it is going to be totally different and very populated now. There's a plane landing. This says Coronado National Forest. That looks like a cave entrance. More exterior. Some houses. An old western town. Wow, this is probably all a big city now and completely developed. An old cacti. Now this looks like a museum, some kind of armor. The Mona Lisa. Now I don't know if that's the original one or a copy taken somewhere, because I know you're not allowed to photograph those. Some old muskets. Back to the armor. I didn't put these in any particular order. I don't know this. I don't recognize any of the people, that's for sure. But it looks like a little town. Maybe it's a development. Beautiful mountain. The plane again. Snowy capped mountains. Now this was confusing to me. It is two cave type creatures. Don't know exactly what they represent. You can see his head is just at the top. I kind of cut it off a little bit. Maybe that... Ooh. Is that a Sequoia cactus? I don't remember the name of that cactus. Another shootout at the OK Corral. Looks like Wells Fargo. Now I think we're into Niagara Falls. Nope, now we're into some kind of museum type display. An old cannon. Someone holding money. Now, I don't think, I think that's just a stock slide. A face. Carved out of wood. An elevator that looks kind of like the Wonka elevator. There's Niagara Falls. How beautiful is that? Now I've been there, but many years ago. A rainbow. Another rainbow. I don't know what that is. Stepping back. Is that the New York side? I don't know. This one might be upside down. That's a beautiful picture of the falls. Now I could focus in and out, but I think I already had it focused by turning that dial on the top. Ooh, that one again. That is some kind of garden with a fountain. People working. A big ship. The falls again. Nighttime somewhere. A bay. The falls. That's a good shot of the falls. More. That is very beautiful. If there's only one place I'd like to go back, it would be there. More rainbow, more falls. Ooh, a police officer on a horse. That's a cool looking Oriental style building. Now, I don't know where this is. This could be Europe. I couldn't read the signs. Now, someone with their geographing skills, geolocating skills, would be. That looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know where this beach is. Another big vessel. I'd be interested to see if anybody recognizes any of this. There's that big ship. Here we're going to get close to the last slide. Back on the Golden Gate Bridge, and that looks like a 70s Chevy or something. That looks like a subway. The Guard, so that must be England. Pizzone, I don't know who the little girl is. A courtyard. This is cool, fountains and falls. A horse. Okay, I think we're getting close to the end. Wait till you see the last slide. You're gonna say, I think it's coming up. Get ready. Old streets. There's a phone number. A statue with a dog. There it is. Now look at that. It's a penny standing up and two pennies on the tabletop. Now why did my dad take that picture? I'm not sure. Maybe it was a foreshadowing into the Lucky Penny Shop. I thought it'd be cool. When I saw that, I said, that's got to be the last slide. All right, let me just show you the top real quick as it's advancing so you can hear what's clicking and going on up there. All right, so here's the top. So if I hit advance, now it should be quieter than this. At one point I had it quieter, so the tray might not be set right. So now if I hit select, it's going to pop up the slide that's in the viewer. Now if you want to get that slide out, you have to take this ring off, and then you hit select, and then it pops up. Which one was it? This one here. Then you could take that slide, turn it around, and I believe you could spin the reel, so you could spin the reel too at that point. I did have it quiet earlier. Maybe it's just the way the reel is set. Alright, there you go. Let's wrap it up. We'll come back. I'll be right back. And we'll wrap it up. Alright, there you go. That is the Kodak Ektagraphic 400 audio viewer. Now, I have shown old electronics on the channel before, especially something unique like this. Oh, did I mention there's also this handy carry handle? So if you want to take this around and have a little 35mm slide viewing, you can, and play the music with it, you can. And then, so just to take the reel out, you want to hold this so it pulls that last slide up so it's out of the projector, and then you can put another reel right on. And that is all I got to say about this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. I had fun making it, and thanks for watching, everybody. Later! Thanks for visiting the Lucky Penny Shop archive. Our mission is to preserve the history of vintage toys, games, and food maker sets, keeping nostalgic memories alive, one video at a time. If you enjoy discovering the past, subscribe today and become part of the archive. And always remember, when you see a lucky penny, pick it up.